ZeroPage Homebrew, your best source for the newest Atari games.
Welcome to ZeroPage Homebrew, your best source for the newest Atari games, and boy, do we have a show for you today.
Oh my
and
God.
Erlen's back.
Nice to be here. Yeah, we've got a hell of a show today.
We have
Legends.
the legends, the guys from
myths.
Audacity Games, and we're going to be talking about their brand new game.
Amazing to have them here.
Yes, always great to have them on the show. Rescue from Poseidon's Gate, an underwater adventure.
That's right.
Really excited to have them here. All three. David
That's
Crane,
right.
Dan Kitchen, Garry Kitchen. We're going to be talking about the game. We're going to be playing the game. We're going to be diving deep.
Delving.
You get it?
the
Diving
unknown.
deep into the game. And we have questions, but I'm sure you guys have questions too. So if you're in the chat, type questions so we see it, and we'll ask your question.
And I did
to
my
the guys.
research to the best of my ability.
That's
I watched
right.
playthroughs, but you'll have
Yep.
to forgive me. It will be my first true playthrough of the game. And it is always intimidating to be playing the game for the first time in front of the creators of it. So my apologies, gentlemen. I'll do my best to.
And I'll
hold
take
down
over
the
if
fort.
there's any issues. If there's any issues, I can jump in and show you the
see
ropes.
some
Yeah.
instructions.
But
But you'll be experiencing a true first playthrough, which also has its delights, but also has its
frights.
So what we'll have
Frights
is
and
some
delights.
elite gameplay.
That's right. We'll play a little bit after we talk with
sure.
the guys as well. I'll jump on too. So this game came out at PRGE last year, and we had a little break in December, but we're back, and now we've got the guys to talk about the game. So
You said last year, I thought like 20. The excitement, not that long.
2024.
Oh my God,
Oh,
so
wait,
long
it's
ago.
2026 now.
What happened?
First of all, I want to thank all the subscribers for supporting the show. Newest subscriber is Miss Command. Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
But without further delay,
Let's jump in.
let's jump in and welcome the awesome people from Audacity Games. So up next are three legendary developers and pioneers
100%.
of programming on the Atari 2600 with their newest game, Rescue from Poseidon's Gate. Please welcome back to ZeroPage Homebrew from Audacity Games, David Crane, Dan Kitchen, and Garry Kitchen. Welcome to the show, all three of you. It's always great to have you guys back on the show to talk about your newest games.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. And what a game it is. Here it is. Rescue from Poseidon's Gate. Signed by somebody with the first initial D. Who knows who this is? No, it's David Crane. David Crane is the lead developer on this game. But of course, it's a team effort from Audacity Games, as always. But let's start off with what this game is about. Can you tell us a bit about the gameplay of Poseidon's Gate and kind of the 5 stages? Some of them are similar to other stages, but there are 5 distinct things that you go through in the game.
Sure. Well, Poseidon's Gate is an underwater adventure, and it takes place, as you say, in 5 parts. You are the deep sea diver troubleshooter on a research ship, and your crew in their mini sub has been lost at sea, somehow trapped down at the bottom of the sea, and your job is to go down and rescue them. You do that in a diving suit, but it is far too deep to use an air hose on your diving suit. So we used kind of a new technology where we dropped air tanks that reach a buoyancy point and float at certain depth. And so you basically are dropped off the side of the ship, lowered down and released. And when you find an air tank at a particular depth, you touch it with your helmet and refill the air. So you're carrying the amount of air you're going to use. And if you don't refresh your air, you're going to run out of air, and that will be the end of the game.
Yeah.
The 5 phases are you are going to sink inexorably to the sea floor based on the weight belt that you're wearing. And you can adjust your speed up and down a little bit just to go faster or slower, but generally you're always going down. Once you reach the sea floor, you have to navigate the sea floor, hopping off the sea floor, kind of like the astronauts hopped on the moon. You don't have any propellant or anything. You actually are under your own power. And you work your way until you find where your mini sub has been stranded in Shark Grotto. And they can't rise because of a frenzied group of sharks keeping them from rising to the surface. So you defeat all the sharks, your mini sub can take off, and everything is fine and ducky, except now you're down at the bottom of the seafloor and will die if you run out of air.
Yeah, they didn't
So
take
you
you
turn
with
around.
them. They left
They
you
did
on your
not.
own devices, yeah.
So you turn around and
A
navigate
thankless group, I might add.
Yes, thanks, bye.
You navigate the seafloor all the way back to where you were. And actually, when you go a couple screens further, you find the anchor of the research vessel is stuck to the ocean, and you can climb that chain. So you climb the anchor chain all the way up to the vessel, and that would be the end of the game. The problem is, to do all those things, you have to navigate around and through hazardous sea creatures, including electric eels and jellyfish. And there are some good things that you can collect as you go, but mostly it's dangerous sea creatures to avoid. So that's the entire adventure in a nutshell. An interesting thing we did in this game that I don't know if it's ever been done before is, because of these different sections, you actually play differently when you're sinking. You play differently when you're hopping along the sea floor. You play differently when you're fighting the sharks. And you play differently when you're climbing the ladder or the chain back to the ship.
Yeah.
So to make it easier to play this game, you can actually practice individual segments of that game. So one of your first choices after the title screen is you can play the entire game, all 5 sections, in order, and qualify for the high scoreboard if you complete it. Or you can actually go and practice. You can practice descent. You can practice the shark grotto. You can practice hopping along the sea floor, and you can practice climbing up the anchor chain, learning the patterns of the enemies as you go. And then once you've practiced enough that you feel competent, you can then say, all right, I'm going to play this game, and I'm going to try to get on the high scoreboard.
Yeah, and that's what was one of my questions, was about the practice areas, because there's a lot of games, and some games like yours have an ending, and other games maybe have like a boss that you have to fight. This doesn't have necessarily a boss, but in those games, you play this game for X number of hours, and you get to the boss, and you just get destroyed, and you have to start all over again right from the beginning. So it's really nice that you've included this jumping ahead practicing mode, so that when you get to that area, you're a little bit prepared and you don't have to have the frustration of starting right from the beginning. So was that the type of motivation to include that in the game, so people could be prepared when they do end up there?
Well, there's a couple different issues. We've been doing this for over 40 years, and we learn things as we go. And we did get some feedback with games that are long like this that, what you just said. I've played for 5 hours to get to this point, and then I died, and I have to go back to the beginning. Well, first of all, way back when, Pitfall 2, I pioneered waypoints in video games. It's the first time it was ever done, I think.
Yeah.
And so you got to these red crosses, and if you died, you would go back to the red cross. Well, I kind of borrowed from that as well in Poseidon's Gate with the air tanks. The air tank is a waypoint as well. So if you have 5 lives, and if you lose one of those lives, you actually go back to the last air tank that you touched. So that makes it a little bit easier from that standpoint. But yes, we've received feedback of people who said, you know, I got so far and then I died and I had to start over again. That's a problem. Well, that's video gaming. And if you want to get on the high scoreboard, you still have to do it. You have to start from the beginning, go all the way to the end, and suck it up and do it. But I don't want you to have to play the entire first level to learn how to play the second. And that's why I put in the practice modes.
Yeah.
One thing that's actually interesting about this game is if you look at the other two games that the three of us worked on, Casey's Gold and Circus Convoy, those are big adventures, travel anywhere, go everywhere, find things. And I think Dave told me he consciously didn't want to do another game like that. He was more interested in doing a game that had 5 difficult stages that you focused on. So you're not going to be in stage 1 and end up fighting sharks. You're going to focus on that. And it's really a different experience because we do get some feedback from people that say, those are great games, but I'm not into the, go all over the world and try to find stuff. Yeah. I like the old action games where they were linear. And I think that's what Dave was also trying to accomplish here. And it's great because the catalog needs to have all sorts of games.
Oh, we lost you. Yeah.
I don't know why that.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah, the other games were a little bit more open, and this one is very linear, and it is great to mix up the styles of the games to have, like you said, a diverse catalog. Yeah.
Yep.
So we're gonna.
Not everybody likes the same kind of game.
That too. Yes. Yeah. One was a railroad. One's the road. And now we're underwater, and mix it up a bit. So let's.
I think. One more thing. I think going along with that idea is inherently. I think this game is harder than our other games. I mean, harder during the gameplay. And I really thought it was hard when I tried the first stage. Now, granted, it wasn't completely tweaked then, but I spent some time banging my head against the screen, and part of that was tweaking. But once the tweaking was there, and I began to figure out that the key to the game is learning the actions of each of your enemies, what they do, how they do it, how to avoid them, building strategies on that. And then the game really started to shine because you would learn. It wasn't just go down and get hit and go down and get hit. You would learn, no, I don't want to go to this guy until I'm prepared for him. I'm going to let him go all the way to the right. Then I'm going to pass him. And that's what's really the richness of the game, is all these different ways to fight different obstacles, doing different things. And I think that's what makes it unique as compared to Circus Convoy or Casey's Gold, which are both fabulous. They're just a different type of game.
Yeah, and even with traversing back, going back to the ship and up the rope, it's not the same way you play going up as you go down or even crossing the seafloor. I play it completely differently going across the seafloor. I'm at the top most of the time going back, and when you're going forward, you're at the bottom most of the time in the way I play it. So it looks like there's only 3 levels, but there really are 5 distinct levels, because going up that rope is very, very different than sinking down to the floor. You have to avoid the same types of enemies in a completely different way.
Right.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out, because it was a lot of effort. I designed every single screen on the sea floor so that it would be played one way, going right to left, and the other way, left to right. Yeah. And that's not all that easy to do, but I put the effort into it, and I'm glad you recognized it.
It's not all that easy to get through either.
It's a challenging game.
What was that?
It's challenging.
Not at all easy to get through either.
Yeah, it's hard to get through. I got to tell you, it was well done. Dave tweaked a lot of that, and I love the fact that every screen is almost like a new challenge, and I have to figure out how to get through that screen to get to the next one. So it's almost like lots of little games in the game, and I have to learn each of them. And like Garry said, it's a different type of adventure, but I think it came out wonderfully. It's really fun to play.
I feel every screen is a mini puzzle. Every single screen. Yes. I've because I played it so much during beta testing, I've kind of memorized, oh, that's what I do in this screen. Oh, I have to go up, I have to do jump, I have to shuffle here, I have to go in between these guys here. Every screen is absolutely different, and like we said before, it's different on the way back too. So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much time we have, but I'm going to go off on a tangent here, and just on this same issue. There's a movie out there, Adam Sandler movie called Pixels, and everyone watching this show has seen this movie because we're all retro game players, and who wouldn't watch a movie about retro gamers saving the world? And that's the entire premise of Pixels, is you can take the skills you learned playing retro games and use them to save the world. So a bit of a fantasy there. But anyway, there's a scene in that film where Adam Sandler is sitting and watching his girlfriend's 12-year-old son play a modern first-person shooter. And Sandler's character is sitting there and he said, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. I mean, they're all random. I mean, how do you predict what's going on any of these enemies? And so the kid says, oh, is that how you played retro games? You memorized patterns? And he said, yeah, we'd memorize some patterns and we would predict the movement of characters based on the way they move and how we have to interact with them and such. And then he says, what do you do? And he said, well, I just pretend I'm the guy and I don't want to die. And one of the writers on that movie got the essence of what a retro game is. Yeah. All right. Retro gaming is not the modern gaming where all you have is complete random crap going on and you're trying not to die. You want to learn the patterns. You want to recognize the movement patterns of the objects. And that's inherent in Poseidon's Gate. Every screen is when you want to learn the patterns. We have had reviewers who tried to just jump in and not pay any attention to learning the patterns. And they said, I keep getting hit. I keep dying. What am I supposed to do? Well, what you're supposed to do is treat it like the retro game it is, that we put our 45 years of experience into making this game, is learn the patterns, learn the puzzles, and you get the reward of, I figured this puzzle out and I finally got through that screen, and you get the positive reinforcement from that on every screen. Anyway, that's my tangent on that, but
no,
it's how retro.
It's so true, and it's really great that they did recognize how gameplay was made on retro games, and
it is the essence of retro gaming. Yep.
Yep, and that was influenced by the limitations of the systems back then. There's only so many movements. There's no AI from the cloud influencing the players in the game. So let's fire up the game so we can start looking at the amazing graphics in it and see how Erlen can take it on.
To navigate. We'll see if I get past level 1. That's what if we can get past.
We're gonna jump through the different levels so that we can see them all at least. So let's jump over to the game.
A lot of pressure here.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of pressure on Erlen in here.
It's all good.
So there we go. Just adjust the volumes here.
Yeah, no problem.
So I have to say the graphics are just stunning in this game, especially on the boat graphics, the huge multicolored diver characters, the bubbles coming up from the top of the helmet. When you develop a game like this, is the graphic design fully planned out before you even touch the programming, or is it kind of developed alongside the game development while you develop the game?
Let's do full game. Yeah, full game. Or do you want me to do
Seafloor.
Seafloor? Okay.
Yeah, making an image on the Atari 2600 is one of the hardest things to do in the world of gaming. And so you have to decide what you're going to be doing for a main character, what he's going to look like. And so, yeah, a lot of the graphics and imagery is defined in advance. And you do it knowing what the game's going to be like. But it's the gameplay that actually evolves over time. The imagery is kind of a starting point.
Right. Because you have to program, make sure the graphics work on a system like the 2600 before you even start. You have to know what your enemies are going to look like, how you're going to program the look of the enemies in relation to the look of the character, if they're going to be on the same line or not, how many assets you have available to you. And the diver is gorgeous with multicolor on the same line. So you have the color of the enemy and 2 colors on the diver. It's absolutely gorgeous. So can you
I
talk
appreciate
a little
that.
bit about that, and especially the
a lot of
bubbles
effort.
as well?
Well, I mean, the Atari 2600 has 5 movable objects. 2 what they call player objects, which are 8 bits wide and can be 1 color on each scan line. And then 3 1-bit objects, which they call, 2 of them they call missiles, the other they call a ball for Pong. And each, the players can be a different color on the line. Unfortunately, the missiles are the same color as the players, so you can't really get a lot of benefit there. And then the ball is the color of the play field. And if you notice, while you're diving, there is no play field. Mm-hmm. It's all just a blue background for sky or for water. So that meant I could put 3 colors on each scan line if I was able to write the program, and massive amounts of trial and error to get programming written for that. The objects get moved around on a scan line by scan line basis. The colors are changed on a scan line by scan line basis. Yeah. And he has to have a harpoon gun, which is wider than he is. So, you know, yes,
it's a lot.
Tremendous amount of effort to do that.
Some tight kernels.
The craziest thing in that entire display are the bubbles coming out of the helmet. And I don't know how much detail I can go into, but
it's a pretty geeky crowd. I could go for it.
The bubbles are actually the player's helmet.
Okay.
And so you start at the top of the screen, and the player's helmet graphic is just a dot. All right. And then you turn the dot on and off and on and off and on and off, and eventually it's time to display. You know, we're changing the scan line on the 2600 as it scans on the TV. We're changing the code. So eventually you get down to where the guy is supposed to be, and then you do the rest of the helmet and the rest of the body. And then after his feet, you turn off the graphics for that player. Yeah. And so it sounds real simple, right? Well, here's where it gets complicated, is each one of the objects, movable objects on an Atari 2600 can be at a different position. They're at 160 pixel resolution. They can be at 1 of 160 pixels. If you move the guy back and forth as you are working your way down, you leave the trail of bubbles behind.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty simple. You'd expect that, right? You expect the bubbles are going to have leave a trail, right. And then as they rise, they eventually end up directly above the player. Okay. Well, that means that the player objects, the helmet object basically, has to be positioned at a different point at the top of the screen than he is where his helmet is located.
Yeah.
And he has to be moved every scan line by a fractional amount so as to end up exactly where he's supposed to be So the game knows where he is. The game has to then pre-compute where do I start the bubble on the screen so that as the bubble moves, the guy will be in the right place at the right time when he gets there.
Yeah.
Massive, massive calculation has to go into that on an 8-bit microprocessor.
Yeah.
And I had to have bubbles. I couldn't do it without.
Yeah.
And so you see that beautiful guy and you think he was a lot of work. Just because I had to have bubbles, it made it 5 times harder.
This is the second time Dave needed bubbles. Remember the first time, Dave?
I do, yeah.
Why don't you tell the folks when the first time is?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Garry and I were doing a Boy in His Blob on a 6-week schedule.
Yeah.
And it was 11 p.m. 3 nights before the game was supposed to be released. And when you are in the blob underwater inside the cola bubble, there were no bubbles coming out of his showing his movement in the same way that the bubbles do for the diver.
Right.
And I spent a couple hours and I said, I've got to do this. I cannot release this game without air bubbles coming out of the bubble when you're underwater. And so, yeah, I get these crazy notions, and I will lose sleep if I have to make it happen. And anyway, so that's how you have bubbles.
Bubbles.
Yeah, it's those little touches that really make the game. And it may be something that people don't know that it's that difficult, or maybe they don't even notice. It's something that they maybe expect. Oh, of course there's bubbles. But without the bubbles, people might notice. People be like, oh, it's very empty above the diver a lot of the time. It's very boring above the diver. But with the bubbles, it really fills up the screen, especially with the lack of a playfield in this area. It really fills up the screen. And luckily, and moving a character on the screen on the 2600 is no small feat when you have to move them a lot of distance. Moving a little bit of distance, you have a little bit of help from the 2600, but you have to do a lot to move the character. It takes up a whole scan line to do it. Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah. And somebody also mentioned in the chat, which is something you're a proponent of, is there's no flicker in the game as well. And as a rule, that you want to avoid flicker as much as possible, but you really go out of your way to not put flicker in a game. In the game itself, in all of your games, there's touches here and there when it's absolutely necessary, but it really adds to the look of the game without flicker.
Yeah, we're sticklers for details like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So is there some real world inspiration for the game with ocean or diving, or maybe you have a love of Poseidon Adventure, the movie, or what is the inspiration? Because Dan's game, he loves trains. Is there something behind this game with the ocean or diving?
Probably not.
Bubble.
I'll set out and I'll say, okay, that would be fun. Let's do an underwater adventure, and I start building it. And there has to be a diver, and the diver is in a Mark 9, whatever it was, diving suit, diving helmet, Yeah. And all of those things. Dan's got one, yeah.
Actually, this way is the way we.
Slightly small
nice.
to your head, but
There we go.
yes.
Zaphod Beeblebrox there with 2 heads, yeah.
Yeah.
But a game like this evolves. You start with a premise and then make all the things that are required to make it happen. And then once you're there, you're only halfway done, because now you've got to evolve the gameplay so that it's fun everywhere you go, and well tweaked, and lots of interaction and all that sort of thing. It's all very iterative.
Yeah.
You can't sit down and write a 30-page document that says this is what the game is going to be, particularly on the 2600, and really I think in any game console, because you learn as you go how to make it better.
Mm-hmm. To me, Poseidon's Gate has an unexpected pace that I found very refreshing, as it's a perfect combination of stealth and action. And I quickly realized during my beta testing how much strategy is actually involved in each stage of the game. And I was completely hooked at that point. So was the underwater floaty movement something that was the main influence on the style of the movement of the game? Because it's very unique for a 2600 to have this floatiness to it. You know, there's thrust-based games, there's games where you just move around freely, but not many where there's this, you know, slow gravitational floaty movement to it. What made you decide about to do that floaty movement? Or was it part of, you know, just being under the ocean?
It's part of being under the ocean, and the idea of not being able to move up while you're going down. In other words, you are inexorably floating or drifting toward the seafloor. And so it forces you that you're going down.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can adjust and you can go side to side.
Yeah.
That's fine. But it's using the same gravity algorithm I would use on Pitfall Harry, for example. It's just using a different gravitational constant.
Right.
And so it drifts very slowly. And when you hop up from the seafloor, you slowly settle back down to the seafloor.
Yeah.
And since I was down on the seafloor, I thought, you know, I could just make the joystick right move him to the right and the joystick left move him to the left, but that wouldn't be the same kind of realism as having his feet basically stuck in the mud and having it so that you had to bend your knees and leap to get off the ground so that you could then traverse left and right. And the amount of effort that went into the diver character is fivefold, because there's the diver character shooting to the right, there's a diver character shooting to the left, there's the diver character with knees bent, there's the diver character knees bent facing right, knees bent facing left.
Yeah.
And then there's all the climbing frames for the diver. Each one of those was a unique character creation that was not just graphics, because as you well know, the graphics on the Atari 2600 are algorithmically generated. They're made by program, not by pixel drawing. And had to do that, 7 different times just to make the frames of the character in this game.
Yeah, it's a lot. So you release your games with different levels of packaging, standard, collector, VIP. There's some neat add-ons in the VIP. Can you go through some of them?
Yeah, sure. Gary, you want to take over here?
Well, who has physical copies of those items at their desk ready to go? Daniel?
Are you prepared?
Because I do have the box.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
And I have the hat.
There you go.
There you go.
I don't think Dave sent me out my VIP version yet.
Oh.
No, he didn't. He's
Yeah,
holding back.
I'm
He's
sure I
holding
did.
back.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we started this, a few years ago, and we said, all right, we got people who want to just play the game. We make the standard edition. We have collectors who really want some cool stuff. So we put the poster that you see behind my shoulder. That's Impact in the collector edition. We also, of course, do the manual and the box and all the beautiful things that people have come to remember from the 1980s.
Yeah.
But then there are always these collectors who have to have something that nobody else has. And as I like to say, you know who you are.
Oh, there's the
There we
bench
go.
towel. Yeah.
And those are
very
the
nice.
people for whom we do the VIP versions.
Yes.
And we got 3 or 4 little trinkets that we have made in just the quantity of 150.
Yeah.
And they're limited edition. There are only 150 of each VIP edition sold.
Yeah.
And anyway, so yeah, it's for the people who just have to have one, everything that we can make, and we're very happy to do that. Now, just a complete aside, Circus Convoys collector editions sold out right away. Casey's Gold sold out. Alien Abduction
Yeah.
sold out. There's only half a dozen, I don't know how many left, of Poseidon's Gate. So if you're interested in the VIP, you definitely want to do it. However, we have always held back a couple copies in the single digit serial numbers, and we held them back for special occasions.
Nice.
Where we might put them up for an auction for a charity or something. And the National Video Game Museum has an auction coming up sometime in the first quarter this year.
Yeah.
And they have a Circus Convoy collect or VIP edition that is available that, they're not in the store anymore. And so we will occasionally make it known that a VIP edition is available.
Nice. That's a good plan. And people love these special editions and add-ons and talking about that, they love the patches too, going way back to Activision days. So you offer 2 high score patches for Poseidon's Gate. One a little bit more achievable and one that's quite challenging, like really, really challenging. The first
it can't be that hard. You got it.
That's right. That's true. But I did play it a lot. So, so what are the scores that people need to get the patches? And
Well, read the manual because you're relying on my memory. No, I think it's
Sure.
like 50,000 points, and you have to rescue the mini sub to get the first patch.
Right.
And then there's another
50,000.
patch that
Yeah.
and another patch if you were to embroider this onto a jacket or whatever, it's another patch that fits underneath like a chevron. And that one is for a perfect game.
Yeah.
And we did the same thing for, Casey's Gold. We had a patch and a perfect, and Circus Convoy has a patch and a perfect. Actually, in Casey's, it's a patch and a completed. Because you can get different scores based on how you play it, but at least if you complete the game and get every level completed, there's the completion patch. So yeah, it's kind of a paradigm that we've gone with. Is the standard patch is a club patch, and it's not easy to get. You have to really work hard.
Yeah.
And then the perfect is for the people who just go crazy on the game.
Yeah, and there's a lot you have to do to get a perfect score in this game. It's not just completing the game and going from all the way to the Shark Grotto and all the way back. There's a couple things you have to do, and they're not necessarily even obvious things you have to do. They're some of them are kind of hidden. So there's 2 main things that you have to do in the game to get the perfect score. One is involving all those little tiny yellow fish. and there was one game that I played where I missed 1 yellow fish to get a perfect score, and I had to play it all the way over again. And I was like, I thought I got enough yellow fish. So you have to get, I think it's 150 yellow fish. There are plenty throughout the game. It's lots of opportunity, but you have to keep on it. The other one is some hidden treasures, which is fun.
And you can shoot the fish, right? The yellow fish, shoot or pick it up.
You can either touch or shoot them.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we evolve the gameplay as we're developing it, and we look at what kind of enemies can we create, what kind of pickups can we create, and figure out unique ways to do that. The gold crab is one of your friends in this game, because if you touch the gold crab, he gives you little sips of air.
Yeah.
And so if you are stranded between air tanks, you can always go over and touch the gold crab and get some air. However,
he's helped me through a lot of difficult spots, that gold crab.
they're also pack rats and treasures that are dropped overboard by pleasure boats. They will sometimes grab onto them and hoard them. And if you shoot one of them that has a treasure, you then can pick up the treasure for points, and you have to pick up all the treasures. So it's kind of an interesting question, a logical question of, do you shoot this crab, or do you get air from this crab? Or do you get air from this crab for a little while and then shoot him and get the bling that he's carrying?
Yeah.
So there are some other nuances to the puzzles.
Yeah, I actually admit that if I let a gold crab leave and didn't shoot him, I do get a tremendous amount of regret. That what could he have been carrying?
Yes.
That I would have. So
Yep.
but I find there are places where I honestly can't have him help me out of a tough situation and get around to shooting him as well.
Right.
I feel a little guilty taking air and then shooting the gold crab a little bit.
Jeez, the
as
guy
well.
just helped you,
Yeah.
and now you're putting him to death. That's your problem, you know.
Yeah.
I much rather shoot the triple red ones. Red?
Oh,
Yeah.
They're
I
red,
wish.
right? Those are incredibly difficult.
No, you can't shoot
Oh,
those.
Yeah,
You
I would
can't
love
shoot.
to. I'd love to.
Yeah.
They are challenging getting past those
They are.
3 red jellyfish. And every enemy in this game reacts a little differently to shooting them as well, which is another twist, because a lot of games you can just shoot everything and they go away, but this one, you can't shoot the sunfish because that's actually one of the worst things you can shoot in the game, because they're like one of the ultimate helpers in the game too. They let you float up to get over things, let you go down to go under things, but if you shoot them, there is no way you're escaping death.
No, I think you extinguish all your air.
It's over. It's over. Death.
It's worse than that. They're armored and it reflects your harpoon back and kills you.
Oh, is that what happens? Okay.
And you can't get away. You can't get around it. It comes back so fast. You're not able to escape your own harpoon. It's brutal.
So since you say you've got a lot of geeks in the audience, you understand why some of those decisions had to be made. Is the puzzles are designed so that, for example, the sunfish, if you don't time the sunfish correctly, it can push you into an enemy.
Right.
Yes.
And there are lots of things like that where if you could just shoot them, it would make the game so much easier to get by those puzzles.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the triple jellyfish.
Yeah.
You can't shoot them, or else there would be no challenge to the game.
Yeah.
Every decision on every enemy has to be made that way to make the gameplay better.
Yep. And also you almost don't want to shoot the sunfish in some spots because you absolutely need them in some spots to get over or under different areas. Especially over. You can always go down. But going up, you need them to get over stuff because it's very, very difficult, or just to get past them quickly.
Yep.
So this is the 4th Atari 2600 game released under the Audacity name. So how are you feeling about the reception of each game, and is the feedback you're getting from the fans motivation to make more games? Because you did talk a little bit about feedback earlier and some decisions that you made with checkpoints and so on with this game and practicing. So is it providing motivation to keep going, the feedback? Because I know on the show when I play games for developers that are maybe just starting out or they're making their game in progress, that they really appreciate feedback from myself or the general people when they post their binaries of their games.
Yeah, the reason we do what we do, at least I hope I'm speaking for all of us, is we do it because we know how much the fan community appreciates it. And it's not like if we weren't doing it, some homebrew guy would do it. It's different to get it from the guys who did many of your earlier games. And we take that seriously. So every game we do, we don't lose our focus on doing something that is extraordinary for the device. In this case, 2600. you're not going to see any mediocre games come from us. It's just it's not why we do this.
Yeah.
We do this to push the envelope, to give people surprises and delight when they play the game, to see things that they didn't know the hardware could do.
Yeah.
And when we go to trade shows, like we do fairly often, when somebody comes up and says, I want to thank you for what you're doing, that is really heartfelt, and is a big reason why we continue to do it. Because people really do appreciate the effort we're putting in to make games for the 2600 as amazing as we can make them.
Yeah. And you guys go to a lot of trade shows, and you get that feedback from fans. And
yes.
And I bet it's incredibly rewarding, not only for your older games, but these new games. And they see them, they come up, they play them, they buy them. Now that you've got 4 under your belt, they come back and they say, oh, I love playing this game or that game from Audacity. And it's incredibly rewarding.
Now,
yeah, and even if you read the comments online on Facebook or on YouTube when we put up a video, people are really sincerely they're amazed that they're able to buy games done by us so many years after the golden age. And it feels magical to them. Like, who would have thought, 40 years after I got Pitfall, I could now buy David Crane's latest game.
Oh, 100%.
And very gratifying.
I
really
think
incredibly
it brings them back
gratifying.
to their childhood. It's like I'm a kid again. This is a new 2600 game by somebody that I've loved playing their games for decades, and it's better than the games back then. The graphics, the audio, like it's like going back in time, but even better. Because they can now afford the games to buy the games on their own without asking their parents.
And that's what really fuels us.
Yeah.
I mean, if we stopped hearing that and people would, say, it was all right. Or they wouldn't come up to us at shows, and they're always embarrassed when they do it. It's like, I hope you don't think I'm acting crazy, but I just want to tell you how much this means to me. And the answer to our fans is no. We really appreciate what you have to say. Don't feel embarrassed. Come talk to us. Tell us about it, because that's really what it's all about.
That's the reward. That's the reward in making these games. Yeah. So go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I just want to add, in case anybody takes what Garry said out of context, we appreciate the Some Homebrew guys. If these Some Homebrew guys didn't exist, I'm not so sure we'd be doing this today. I was amazed when I looked back and said, people made games in 2001 on the Atari?
People still care, right?
And they still cared. And I know there's a whole kind of thing where people say, well, those Audacity guys don't consider homebrew or this. We love everybody making games for the system. And we appreciate very much, I think all of us do, the fact that people like the homebrew community continued to do that. Because if there wasn't an interest in the system, we certainly wouldn't be writing them. I think we'd wish we could. And we just appreciate. But as Garry said, with our skills and the fact that we were there, and when we actually sold these in Toys R Us, and when the industry first started, we just have honed skills, and we'd love to flex those. Even today, Dave will do something on the system, and Garry and I will look at it and say, how the hell did you do that? And then we think for a little bit, and we figure it out. And we used to do that with each other back in the 80s. We would try to impress the other designers. And I think we're still doing that today with each other. And hopefully people look at it and say, my God, I can't believe they can do that today. And I'm so happy that they, as Garry said, that they're continuing to do these games for this system.
because you look at like even the screenshot we have up here. Erlen finished a level, which is great. He did the chain.
I'm telling you, you gentlemen right here, the floor is hard. The floor and the sharks, just from a first playthrough, seem to be coming down and going up. I was like, okay, I know
you can deal with that.
But the floor is challenging. Once I started to find a couple puzzle areas.
That's
too,
where the puzzle part comes in.
Where there's the crab on the bottom and the 3 jellies, and having to time
hardest
that.
part.
Oh my god! I was like, oh no.
That's the hardest part of the bottom.
That one right there.
That's really tough.
Took me a minute to figure out the thing. Oh, go ahead.
There is a crab who is poisonous.
The coconut crab.
The coconut rock crab or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, they're not poisonous to touch. They're poisonous to eat. But I decided to take a little license and say he kills you.
Yeah, the one
And you can tell by
seafloor.
the color.
Yep.
You can tell by the color of the tips of his claws, which are patterned after the real crab in nature.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just finding that movement too, right? Like the descending and ascending is very naturally intuitive because it's like we all get it, but on the floor, the sort of crouching and then jumping, and then once you're in the air, you have movement.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just trying to figure out those mechanics is really interesting.
Yeah. And
Right.
going back,
When I was first playing it, I would come to a screen on the floor, and then I would call Dave and say, "Well, I got to this screen and
the Audacity
there's
hotline.
stuff up high that I can't get to.
Oh yeah.
So you got to fix the layout." And
put
I
a
was being
sunfish in there.
stupid because you have to do something on the previous screen
You got to go
Yes.
and
back
enter
to the
that
window
screen
page.
up at a high level.
Yes,
Yeah.
And
let him
just
put you up. Right.
discovering things like that
Yep.
is really what makes it much deeper than people think when they first look at it. They think it's, go down and shoot and reach the bottom. No, it's much more than go down and shoot and reach the bottom.
Yeah.
So kudos to Dave for building in those other subtle things that you have to learn or you're not going to get through.
It's a multi-screen puzzle. Like you have to plan sometimes 2 or 3 screens ahead to get maybe one of the treasures that is impossible otherwise if you don't plan ahead. And it's very clever design. It's not a single flip screen game. It's multi-screen that you have to plan ahead for. It's
I like
very
that
clever.
the different enemies all offer different things. There's like that old phrase where a man with a hammer, everything's a nail. You have a harpoon gun and you're like, just shoot everyone. But in fact, actually, it's interesting sort of figuring that out. And I was eavesdropping to your conversation, and as soon as I heard about these yellow crabs, I was like, yo, and that saved me on my ascent, being able to sort of like farm these crabs for a minute to sort of regenerate my oxygen to sort of emerge. It's interesting to think as I was lucky because I get to hear you guys talk about it, but even as a player, I wouldn't necessarily know that, and then that immediately emerges as
you'd know with the manual, of course.
Oh well, there's some
Dave,
types
you
of
don't
people,
nobody reads the manual. Come on.
Yeah,
As
nobody
Dave
reads
writes
it.
the game, as Dave writes it, there is no manual.
Yeah.
So he gives us the game, we play it, and I struggled like hell to get to the bottom after a week and a half. And Dave says, "Hey, you touch the yellow ones, they give you air." It's like, holy crap, I didn't know that.
That's right.
But I didn't discover that. I should have. I didn't,
Yep.
I have one quick question for Dave. Just a little aside. How many more nice things do I have to say about the game for you to pay me? I've lost count.
Checks in the mail, right?
Well, you don't get paid for saying things that are true.
There you go.
That's right. There you go. And
Very nice, David. Touche.
So at the end of the game, we had enough players that didn't realize that the gold crabs can help you, or even that the sunfish could help you.
That's right.
That we added a screen, and there is a help screen at the beginning that just tells you about those 2 things.
Yeah.
But also
And
remember,
the reason we did that is because we did a very important scientific experiment. In our previous release, on the last page, we did something we had never done before. We disclosed what our next game was going to be. And on the last page of the Casey manual, talk all about Poseidon and describe it. And I think we even have pictures, don't we, Dave? We
I
at
don't
least
remember.
have one image.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
true.
then we go to one of the biggest shows of the year, and we've got 150 people in the crowd, and we're taking Q&As, finishing up our discussion, and somebody says, any secrets about what your next game is? And then somebody else said, yeah, tell us. And I said, hold on a minute. Who reads the manuals?
There you go. Yeah.
And not one person raised their hand. So we disclosed it ahead of time, and no one knew it was still a secret. So we have to figure out something to do with that.
Yeah. That was smart.
I can tell you what we're not going to do. I just read a story the other day about a woman. I think she may be a proofreader, but anyway, she got some really complex manual about some software product, and because she's a proofreader, she reads the damn manual like incessantly, and she got to page 75 of type font size 2, and in the middle of a paragraph it says, and if you reach this point and you call our customer service department and tell them, you'll get $10,000. And she called, and she was the first one.
Wow.
They actually gave her $10,000. And they had done it to prove that somebody must read the damn manual. Not many people, but somebody. And she actually got 10 grand, and that's a true story. So we'll put that in and say, Dave will send you $1. But
yeah,
we really don't want to do that. But no one, we can tell you definitively, no one reads the manual.
It is very, very true. There's a question from the chat. Good question from Nostalgic. What did you most want to put in this game, but had to leave out? Was there anything that you, even if you put it in and then took it out later?
Well, that's definitely a DC question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get that question asked about all my games. Is if I had more time, would I put more stuff in or whatever?
Yeah.
And you could make a game development task take the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And you could make it take only a couple of weeks.
And I know some people who've done that.
Yes. But there comes a point where the game is the experience I want it to be. And, occasionally there are things maybe that I would put in if I could figure out how to make them recognizable in 8 bits. And they're not recognizable in 8 bits, so I don't. Yeah. Or a few things like that. But generally, I make sure that there are enough enemies and there's enough treasures and there's enough puzzles and all of the things to make it so that you get what you paid for, which is a fun gaming experience.
Yeah.
Interesting. Was there anything in Circus that wanted to go in that didn't go in?
No, Circus was in development for so long.
There's a lot in that game.
There's no way. I think what we were doing is we were so concerned because it was the first game in the new generation that we didn't want to disappoint. We said if we were to disappoint, that'd be the end. Yeah. There goes our reputation. So we put so much into it that by the time it was done, I think we just were out of ideas. It was like, no, that's it. Wrap it up.
Yeah. Everything in the kitchen sink was in that game. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
wow.
And the same thing with Casey, really. And, yeah. I mean, you over-delivered on things that people were, testers were saying, well, you really need to get out of the train and go into a ghost town. And not only did you do that, but you did the mines also. So
yeah,
that's the beauty of our company. And we may be one of the only video game companies that does not release a game on a schedule.
Yeah.
And, it makes video game design a whole different animal because there is no, all right, you only got 2 weeks left.
Christmas
get that
time.
Thing clean, get it out of here. I don't
Yeah.
care if that level isn't that great. We don't have time.
That's right.
Yeah, deadline's a
doesn't
blessing
exist
and a
at our
curse, you
shop.
know?
Yeah. Ireland said deadline's a blessing and a curse. Like, it can motivate you, but it's great to have the extra time, as much time as you want, and it is always better to deliver a good product than a rushed product, because your reputation is on the line. You're only as good as your last project, and you don't want to mess that up or leave a sour taste. Sure, they'll like your other stuff, but if your last one is, they're going to be a little hesitant on the next one. So you want to put your all into everything, and
Right.
you've
I mean,
delivered
that
on
is
every single one.
one of the great regrets you have as a video game designer when you've been doing it for 40 years, at least for me, is the games I can think of that went out too soon. Because somebody somewhere who didn't know how to make a game said, it's got to be done. Your deadline is this, and it's a hard date.
Yeah.
And you go, yeah, but I have this other thing I need to put in, or I want to fix this, and you're just not giving me the time.
Yeah.
And
Can
that's terrible.
somebody hum the Donkey Kong scene while he's talking about that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
There you go.
Wow.
It's real. You want to finish it and say, I think it's done.
Yeah.
Dave, I played it through. I think it's done. Dan, we love it. It's done. Not, all right, well, we said it would come out in March, and we gotta rip it out of your hands while you're sitting holding the joystick.
In these three games, we also are pushing the byte boundary. And I had very few bytes left in the entire cartridge. I know David was struggling. Man, that's a lot of amazing code to do the stuff he was doing. And Circus, you guys must have had very little left in Circus.
Oh, yeah.
Virtually nothing.
Yeah, virtually nothing. We're filling 128K, which is great and it's fun. But boy, I'll tell you, I'd love to have a little bit more, Dave, at some point. Sorry.
Gentlemen, I'm loving this crab. I'm just gonna let you know.
Just hang out by the crab.
Me and this crab are good friends.
So, talking about development, what are your favorite and least favorite parts of creating a game? Coming up with the idea, programming, debugging, packaging, marketing, promoting. Obviously, coming on ZPH is your favorite, so we'll have to go for second favorite.
Right.
Thing about making a game.
Yeah, well, I mean, when we did these games at Activision, we did the games and handed them off to a 200-person company. And that 200-person company did all the packaging and the boxes and the manuals and the labels and the marketing and all that. And we're still just the three of us. So we have to spend a lot of time doing things other than making video games. Yeah. And so we love the result, but not the effort. Yeah. I mean, you look at the boxes that we do. I mean, they're beautiful. I mean, everything about it, the boxes, the manuals, the labels, all that stuff, we go to a lot of effort to do that. And, we have a contract artist working on the front of the box and such, but otherwise one of us is doing Photoshop work, the Illustrator work, the InDesign layout of the manual and the, Adobe Illustrator on the box, all that kind of stuff. One or more of us is working on that at any one given time. And we really went crazy on the extra features that we put into the game. We were talking about the manual at one point, and we have to have a manual, even if nobody reads it, because that's what we're trying to recover that Christmas morning 1982 when you open Pitfall and the box and the manual and all those things, are there. But we also put up QR codes for guides in these games. And at any time, if you want, you can actually point your smartphone at the QR code inside the game and find a context-specific guide. So a guide for that screen that you're on. And somebody's got to do all that. And it's just a lot of additional effort just to give you all these little things that, in some cases, a lot of people don't use. but
Yeah.
we want these special features, and so it's a lot of effort. So, you know, for every hour we spend programming, we might spend 3 or 4 hours doing this other stuff that's less fun.
Even manufacturing, burning the ROMs, Dave.
Yeah.
Doing every,
Tedious.
The game design is the fun part.
Yeah.
Even the game coding is the fun part. Yeah.
Yeah, for you, the coding. Yeah. Not the debugging. I was going to say, I was going to say, because you don't have a schedule, it's really nice for the beta testers like me that you're not rushing through things and you can actually fix all the things that the beta testers can find. And it's not like, oh, well, it's not that big of a bug. People won't notice it. It's like, no, they're all fixed. They all get fixed.
Yeah,
actually, there's a great story about one of those bugs.
Oh, yeah.
If I could take a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Which one?
We are terribly, terribly careful about no bugs.
Yes.
We don't want to have carts out there that have a bug. God forbid we have to, it's not worth it.
Because they're in ROM. We can't send an update.
That's
right.
right.
We can't send out a new version.
Old school.
Well, we got somebody reporting a bug, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, but it may have been the first time somebody reported a bug.
Oh.
And they were trying to submit a score on Circus Convoy using the QR code technology. And when they did it, it ended up sending them to a site in the Middle East.
Whoa.
Somewhere.
What?
And the guy
Qatar.
said, I'm not
Weird.
getting to your servers. And we were like, oh, God damn it. There's something wrong with our code that encrypts to create the QR.
Right.
And that was really hard code to write, as Dave has mentioned. Like, horribly hard to write. And you don't want to go into that code and start figuring out why it doesn't work. And we spent a few days looking at it and found out that Google, remember them? Has a bug in their Prism. Is it Prism?
No, in the Google camera, the regular camera on Google phones,
Google phones
reads the QR code incorrectly.
It was not our bug. It was Google's bug. So, and it's specifically in the OS part of the system that's you put up a QR code, you just go into the camera, it tries to read it, and we figured out for our customer that you can use other apps on that device like Google Lens, which will also point at the screen and read a QR code. And if you use Google Lens, it works.
Right. It's always frustrating when
reader.
It's always frustrating when you have to work around somebody else's product and you've made your product work perfectly. You know it works perfectly, but because you have to interact with some other product, it's like some 2-bit company like Goggle, Goggles.
They left a bug in there that we had to work around. Isn't that terrible?
Yes.
Only kidding. I have nothing but good things to say about Google.
They're always listening. Say nice things. Nostalgic has another question. After 4 games, do you now have shared kernels and routines to help development go more smoothly and quickly? And you can extend that out to anything that, beyond programming even, that makes it go smoothly and quickly, that you've done 4 games now.
Well, we have tools.
We have tools. I mean, and Dave has created a base program that has all of the QR information in it, and puts up a beautiful display. The Audacity logo at the bottom. The status windows look similar in all the games. So that's a base code that we use, and the sound routines, I think, in that regard, Garry.
But beyond that, I don't think we really have a lot of standalone routines that we say, here, Dave, I use this, and here you use it, because the code gets so specific to the one screen you're working on that there's nothing general purpose about any of our code. Once you get away from the things like the QR code, the cover, the first screen, the registration. Yeah, those things are common. But beyond that, anything game specific, no.
No, anything game specific, including the title page, Dave's code just puts up a blue screen. There, now we have to fill it in. We fill in everything in.
And I've asked developers this before for the 2600 because it's so, like, you're going, bare metal on the 2600. You have to make your own kernel. It's a different kernel every single game. Maybe there's some calculations that you can do that. Oh, I need to divide by 10. Okay, I have code for that. But it's so game specific for the 2600. It's so directly involving the hardware that you really have to start from scratch almost every single game.
Yep.
Yeah.
All true.
Thomas asks, as far as I know, none of your games use extra RAM. Is that a self-imposed limitation?
It is. Just out of orneriness, we decided we would use only the hardware that we could use in 1982.
Yeah.
Although when I first started speccing the cartridge, the smallest ROM I could get was 128 kbytes. Right. So we just said, all right, well, we'll use however much we need in that 128 kbytes. And of course, projects expand to, meet the limitations. So we end up filling them every time. But otherwise, no RAM, no memory. I mean, my favorite cartoon is the Sega, Nintendo, and Atari are sitting next to the garbage can. Yeah. And one of them says, Sega says to Nintendo, remember when we were the systems to have? And Atari sits there and says, I have no memory. And it's true.
It's close to true, yeah.
Well, consider Poseidon's Gate, all those things that you're finding, like the locations of the treasures and all those things. Once you pick up that treasure doesn't show up again.
Yeah.
Same thing with all of the objects. And that means I have to keep track of persistent objects for the entire game in 128 bytes of RAM total.
Yep.
With all, and most of that RAM is being used for something else. So,
including stack.
We are all.
Yeah.
That too.
We're gone for that.
We are always having trouble dealing with the amount of memory we have, RAM we have, but we were ornery. We just said let's do what we could do in 1982 and stick with that.
Mm-hmm.
Ornery is a good word.
That's right. And it's there's a lot of developers in the Atari 2600 scene that challenge themselves to work within the limitations of a certain era, and you have to give them kudos for that, because
we would just get sloppy if we had a pile of RAM,
infinite RAM, infinite resources.
There's something RAM on the floor in my office. I'd be like, God damn it, where'd that come from?
It wouldn't be as fun to program.
And limitations sometimes breed innovation, and it's like, I can only work with this within this window. How can I work around that? How can I squeeze just a little bit more out of it? And you come up with some crazy ideas that you may not have ever thought of because of that.
Yep.
Yeah, the 2600 was designed to do tank.
Yeah.
2 tanks, each shooting a missile at each other around playfield.
Yep.
And
look at it now.
Look at it now. Yeah.
Yeah. On ZPH, we focus on new games from developers, but when you're at conventions or being interviewed to promote your newest game, you often get questions about your games from decades ago. Is it a love-hate relationships with those games, like musicians being asked to play their first radio hit, or do you really enjoy reminiscing about those games?
I think we all enjoy it.
Yeah, we all love our old games.
Yeah.
Respect them for what they were at the time.
Yeah. Well, that's good, because you definitely get a lot of questions about those games because people love them.
I especially like when people ask why there's only 2 levels on Donkey Kong on the Atari. That's one of my favorite questions. I get that often.
And it shows that people are interested, and new people are interested, because, people like myself, I've heard that question being asked of you 1 trillion times. But because there's new people being introduced to your games, they may not know the answer to that question.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yep.
it's actually encouraging that, oh, this is a new person, doesn't know about, the history of your programming, or a little bit extra about Donkey Kong. So it's fun.
Yep.
Another question. Thomas again about he says, I like to program within the original limitations too, but some games ideas need more. Would you, for example, go for another 128 extra bytes if absolutely required? And that kind of goes back to flicker. There is some flicker in some parts, usually in menus in some of the games that you do, but you only do it when it's absolutely necessary. So, following up, would you possibly do something if you had this great idea? It's like, there's just not enough memory. I need a little bit more, and you go for a different bank switching scheme.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah.
I'd do another game then.
Yeah,
there you
exactly.
go. Yeah.
I've often said I would have never done Pac-Man on the Atari 2600.
Because it would have to flicker.
What you have to do is you have to design the game that works within the limitations.
Right.
And you can still make a fun experience. It's just not necessarily that particular experience.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we would change it to something else. And yes, we will occasionally allow something to flicker if it's not part of the gameplay or part of the main game.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is to be looking at a character that's important to the gameplay and see it disappear.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So, so just very, very occasionally. I mean, in Circus Convoy, there's a text across the top, and I used a technique that I created back at, early Activision called the filled Venetian blind is what I called it, which was it's the Venetian blind technique that was used to make more objects on the screen, and then I go back on alternate frames. I fill in the even and odd lines, the odd lines on one frame and the even on the other, and it just helps fill it in. But so you're not losing data, informational content on alternate frames, which is what traditional flicker does. We will never do that.
Mm-hmm. I had a question before the show from insert clever name here. They said they saw a work in progress of an Audacity Activision style cover for Alien Abduction on one of your PRGE walkarounds. I guess my PRG walkaround. Does Audacity plan to change the artwork for that game? So I'm not exactly sure what he's referring to here, but
he's
I guess
talking about the box.
An alternate
the
cover.
Box is different. The design of the box is different than the other games.
Right.
And that's because John usually brings us close to finished or finished products.
Yeah.
And he had already put the effort in to design a box which featured a beautiful painting from his brother, who's a professional illustrator. So we respected he wanted to use that box, and we used it. We've laughed about, maybe we do a Audacity style box, but I just don't know if it's worth the effort.
No, and there's never even been a mock-up done of it. So
it wasn't from us.
Whatever he saw, it could have been somebody else doing something like that. But a few people have said, that box doesn't match with your other boxes. Yeah. Well, that's just a fact. Live with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So if there's no more questions from the audience, I have one last question. Any hints you'd like to drop about the next Audacity game and who might be the lead developer? And also insert clever name here, asked about the progress of Dan Kitchen's Bon Voyage, which kind of ties into that. Maybe it might be the next one. Maybe there'll be another one before that, or anything you'd like to talk about about.
I'm going to give you the long answer. I'm going to give you the long answer to that question.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
Bon Voyage was a game I talked about before I joined Audacity.
Right.
When I was selling Gold Rush, which became Circus Convoy, long before I should have mentioned it. But there may be something in the works in the future. Who knows? But no, there's nothing we are announcing, nor who's going to be releasing it. And Bon Voyage, once again, was a concept before I joined up with my brother and David, and who knows if that will ever come to fruition.
But we do have a new product line, which some people are aware of, which is we're coming out with collectible cards about our games.
Okay.
And Dan has them. They are beautiful. They're 5x7.
Yep.
Nice stock, beautiful printing, signed by the designer of the content that's on the card. So we've released 3 of those so far.
Okay.
One for Circus Convoy, obviously Casey's Gold, and Poseidon. And we are putting them in our store now, or I guess they are in the store. Dave, not sure which, but they're being released now.
I'm waiting for you to give me that art I asked for before I put them in the store.
I will get them in the store as soon as I get that art.
Stop writing that new game, Garry.
And we'll be releasing more and more as they go on, so there'll be something else to collect. Yeah. And I think they're beautiful. They're really nice. And it's a lot of people come up to us at shows and say, I love I didn't bring my Pitfall or my Donkey Kong or whatever. I would love to have an autograph. And we don't have something necessarily to put it on. Now we do.
Right. Yeah. That's very smart. Yeah.
So, the Audacity games, collector cards, we did give them out over Christmas in a holiday promotion. Buy 2 games, get our first release of collectible cards. And that went very well. A lot of people were interested and got them. And we'll be expanding that as the year goes on.
Well, that's great. And it's also smart not to announce anything before it's ready, because all you'll be is hounded. When's this coming out? When's this coming out?
Oh, yeah.
And so the only question you'll ever get is, when's the next one coming out? That's it.
Yes.
And you don't even have to answer that. It's like, when it's ready. That's the answer.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. So, as always, it's been absolutely wonderful talking with you guys and getting an insight into Poseidon's adventure, Poseidon's Gate, not the movie, Rescue from Poseidon's Gate, and always fun beta testing, of course, your games and playing them on the show. Anything else you'd like to add about this game or anything else?
I don't know. Seems like we've covered it pretty well.
Thank you for supporting us. I can tell you that.
Always. Yeah.
I guess the only other thing I would add is we do have a focus this year on increasing the type of things we're selling on our website. We're in the middle of a website redesign post-Christmas, and we'll be expanding the store. And in addition to the collectible cards, we tried something out at a recent trade show where we sold some Atari hardware, for example, a brand new 7800, but we sold an autographed version.
Okay.
Which the 3 of us autographed it. It ended up looking really nice, and we would have sold more of those had we had them, because we had 2 and they went like a flash. That's another SKU we're going to be adding to the store in the near future. And you'll see more things coming from us, like posters or other fun collectible items with the Audacity brand.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yep.
That's nice. People like signed autograph things. They like collectibles. Yeah.
And they're so passionate about the brand that I have no doubt that things like T-shirts or other items would do very well. Because, I mean, we literally have people at the shows coming over and go, Don't you have anything else I could buy? I have old games.
Take my money. Right.
Take my money, yes. Tried to sell the shirt off my back, but there was a problem with the show organizers.
That's right. I'd be wearing an Audacity shirt if you guys had
You
an
would
Audacity
be,
shirt.
if,
That's right.
if it was there. So keep your eye out for stuff like that. We'll make announcements when we release new things.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So, as always, pleasure talking with you guys, David, Dan, Gary, always in person or over the internet. And thank you for hanging out with us today, talking about your game. And love to have you on any other time for your next game. Can't wait for it.
We'll be here.
Yeah,
Thanks for
you
having
bet.
us.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
guys.
Talk to you soon.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Bye.
There we go. So you've been you're getting a bit better here.
Yeah, I
at,
made it the
game.
farthest that I've made it so far in this
You made it
bottom.
past that crab, that
Yeah,
deadly
yeah.
crab you kept dying on.
Yeah, I was just hit a brick wall with that crab, and now I'm like,
You're motoring.
sort of. I
Because you
think.
can see on the bottom. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh yeah, I did.
Where you are, right?
Yeah, and it's always scary going into a new area that I don't know, because like sometimes like this for example, there's like something flying at us, so you just don't know.
Yeah. I do that when I'm playing the game. I go into
Like-
an area and immediately
Like see right
get
here,
the hell out.
I'm scared. Yeah,
Yeah.
so not a big deal actually, but
Yeah. Then you go down and you're fine.
then you're fine. But you just don't know what's going on in the next area.
Oh God, no.
So this has been a tough one, but I managed to make it past the crab puzzle.
That
It really is a puzzle. It's
that
just-
one is.
you just have to figure out
You do
the
it a little
timing.
differently than I do.
Really?
What I do is I jump over the crab at the same time as there's a gap in between. It's hard. Both.
Oh, see, this is cursed.
That is super
I
close.
have basically I got to get him.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you can't turn around because he comes back. So what you have to do, I don't know. That's super cursed.
You got to nail it.
Or have enough.
Well, you can give it a shot now. I've been like
Or have enough to
I
get.
did quite
get
well
through.
though. Like I'm on 3 lives and
Yeah.
made it pretty far in the floor. The floor and the sharks are the mystery to me. I honestly don't know how to do the sharks at all.
The sharks are the easiest part of the game, actually.
Oh, once you know it.
Oh, it's you just devastate them.
Oh, okay, that's good to know because I didn't know how to do them and I was like, what the hell is gonna happen?
Yeah, what I'm gonna do coming up, not today, but I'm gonna try for the world record in this game.
Well, you've had some practice, so that'll help.
A tiny bit. It's been a while since I played
Well,
it.
but like
because
getting
it's
to
been a while since
getting to do some
beta testing.
Beta testing helps a lot.
It gives me a leg up, right?
Yeah, like the fact that you're like, oh, I almost got a perfect score. I'm like, I'm trying to just get through the game.
Trying to get through it, man.
I'm just trying to
It's
survive.
tough.
Yeah, so this was where this is the new wall that I hit.
Oh,
is
treat time.
this.
Yeah, I turned that off, but let me just turn that back on
Cool.
because during interviews I usually
Yeah, we don't
turn
want
it off.
to do that during.
It's like ding ding ding. It's like what's going on?
Well, yeah, it's just not it's not the time for it, you know.
Yeah. So
How are we doing for time, by the way?
we're at 1:30.
Oh, we're
so
great.
We're
We're
good.
great.
So we can do some fun stuff.
We got some time. Oh,
Let's see. Viewer points, power ups. Oh, it's not letting me get in there.
just bring them back.
Okay, well, I'll let that screen load. Because I can't even start the treat time. Bastards. Those red crabs really aren't too much
Aren't
of
an
a
issue.
concern.
Yeah. These jellies are just a curse.
Oh, the 3? Yeah.
Also, just kind of learning where they can touch you and not is a big deal.
Yeah,
And yeah, this you can just kind of farm.
I can if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Usually I try and stay up as much as possible when going through, especially going back.
Makes sense.
But going through it, up, because you can always go down, right? See, look at this screen.
Oh, makes sense.
Stay up,
Makes sense.
right?
I was
Just don't even-
I was just crawling
Oof.
across the ground.
Then you're like
you know?
screwed though. But sometimes taking the hit is the right thing to do.
It's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, you just have more mobility when you're floating, you know?
Oh
You can-
yeah.
You can go up or down. Like
Maybe the interviewees wanted to bet on the cats. That's a possibility. Probably not those guys, but they're like, what is going on? They'd be probably saying, like there's cats, there's bells. What's happening here? Yeah, it's always great to talk to those guys.
Oh yeah. Yeah, see, that's why you want to be high up.
Oh boy, let's go low.
That's where being high up. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get to the sharks. I want to see the shark.
Oh yeah, we will. Thanks for heading it off there.
Oh, it's all good.
Let me just finish off.
I don't know if you saw, but I made it through the first level without losing a single life. Actually, the very first descent.
That's really good.
So it took me a little bit to figure out, but like I found the descent and ascent. Once you kind of figure it out, the other thing is you can farm crabs for a while, so it's not it's not really, but the floor is a puzzle. Yeah, so this I literally didn't know what to do. I just shot them and then they run at you and kill you. Oh, so when you shoot them once, but then he comes back.
Yeah, but you can make him go away. But if you shoot twice, it's like a double hit you need to do.
Oh, does he actually go away?
Ah. Oops.
Yeah, I literally didn't know what to do. I was just dying. Also, does he always come back, or is it just eventually?
No, there's X number on each level. The top ones have more sharks. The bottom one has like 2, I think.
Oh, so you just kind of farm this until it's dead.
Yeah.
And then you can just get more health if you need.
Yes, you can. You don't. Yeah, sometimes you need help, but obviously on a world record run, you have to do this in one. And there's a little hint. There's a limit to where they are coming towards you, and then you go off the screen, like watch that guy.
Yeah.
If I go back, he's heading the other way.
Oh.
Because otherwise, it would just be a death trap. See, now he's gone.
So now he's done, and...
But I can't get that top one. I have to use this dude to get up to the top.
Oh, yeah, so once you know, you know. I feel like that is really the category of this game, is once you know, you know. Like, it's like...
every level, every stage.
Like, it's not a challenging game when you figure out the solutions
just one at the top.
To the problems.
The lowest one is the slowest shark. Because you have to bend down to get them.
Do you have to jump when you bend down?
When you... as soon as you fire, it releases automatically.
I see. Yeah, otherwise, you just crouch and... crouch and machine gun.
Ah! I was stuck there for a second.
That's the way of the shark tank.
Luckily, I think it remembers. So
does it? That would be really nice if it does.
I believe it does, yeah.
Okay, that's a really nice mercy. Otherwise, it's really tough.
So you have to kind of take that.
Is there like a time component to this game? Like,
yes.
Do you get more points if you do it quicker?
No. You get the only points. Oops. The points come from the yellowfish and the treasures. That's it.
So it doesn't actually matter how long you take to do the game.
Well, it does when you have to try for a perfect score.
Oh, why?
Because there's 9 perfect scores on cartridge.
Oh.
So if you want to be the number 1 perfect score, you have to beat all their times. And that's what I will have to do, because there's 9 perfect scores now.
Oh, so are you headed back now?
Yeah, after you do the shark, you head back.
Oh.
You have to traverse this.
Oh.
But it's very different going back.
Well, it is, yeah, because it's a totally different scenario, man. That's tough.
Ivory Tower Collection says, I do what James is doing and take out the middle shark until there's no more to spawn. That's exactly what I do every time.
Oh man, I would have just died so many times. I had no idea that was
It's a pattern and a puzzle, the sharks. And so these, on the way back, top, all the way. You just keep going on the top. It's a bit counterintuitive. The enemies respawn on the other screens, but not the shark screen, so it'd take a while to figure out. Everything's a puzzle. Everything's its own thing. Yeah. Each screen, each stage, everything. Electric shock.
So my phone was checking if it was an emergency. Nothing important. Do you know group chats?
Yeah, buzz.
Oh god, you gotta mute those. It makes your life a lot
Especially
happier.
people who say morning. You're like, no, that's not what group chats are for.
No.
You don't need to say good morning every day.
Or then when they start liking each other's messages.
Oh, ding,
Not
ding,
like
ding. Yeah. Can you just hop over this, dude?
Yeah, man.
It's hard when there's little jellyfish up.
Oh no, that's cursed.
Oh, right there.
Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal.
Right back to there.
I think the oh man, yeah, this is a tough game.
That's fine. It's super duper challenging. So I think now we've got the power ups back. So.
Okay, cool. And we get chat back.
Just in
See what
time.
happens.
Yeah, get chat back there. Let's go to the stream manager.
See what's going on.
Chat on there. So how have you been? It's,
Oh man, I've been good.
been a while, huh?
It's been a while. Yeah, I've been doing good. Like I've been playing a lot of games actually. I did a bunch of Steam purchases for the new year.
Oh yeah, loading up on the Steam sales.
Yeah. So I've been playing. I played like
You can trigger the cat treats now. By the way.
I've been playing. It's just a shooter. Far Cry 5 has been really fun. I played Far Cry 3 a lot, and
I like Far Cry up to a point.
yeah,
I play them up to a certain point where it's just like, now I have to just slog through it.
yeah.
Everything's the same. Oh, go kill everybody there. Go
kill everyone there.
Go kill everybody there.
It's been a nice I feel like there's games I almost call them like
time. Yum.
treat ball.
Yum,
Okay,
yum, yum.
people are stoked.
Treat
they can
time.
feed some
Warning.
cats.
Warning.
Time to feed some
The treat
little
ball is
kitties.
loose. The treat ball is
Want
loose.
to get the bells down.
Sure. Oh, it's Bell? Oh, it's
What was it?
Treat Bell yeah,
And
treat
ball. Oh my God. Let's do
They're
the
gonna-
balls
Bell. I was just gonna
first
say yeah.
because that's only 5. Shut the door. So we're gonna do the balls first. Thank you to Gamma Dev and Nostalgic. Usually 2 aren't done at once, but
Well,
that's what's gonna happen
They're
today.
gonna be happy cats.
Oh yeah.
Factor this into your calculations for round 2. I mean,
They did get fed just before the show because I know they're menaces if they don't. Not fed, but some treats, like 4 treats each before the show.
plus we're gonna do back-to-back betting. So let's see how.
Yeah, that's interesting. So let's go to the treat time.
So
There we
5,
go.
1, 2.
3, 4, 5. Make sure they're closed up.
Oh yeah.
I'll take that.
This guy is set.
So pick your cat. And the
Good
cats will
luck.
pick their box. Good luck. It's all on Atari right now. Sid needs some love. So just click predict at the top if you've never done this before. And you can use the channel points, which cost nothing. You automatically accumulate them. Oh, another bet on Atari still. Oh, I wouldn't put that there. That's the mother load.
Ocean's 11.
Oh,
will
yeah.
start.
That's not. Oh, some love for Sid. Good stuff. Sid's been a little low energy the last couple shows.
Which one do? We do
Full open like that.
full of this
Yeah.
open. Okay, we're good.
But you never know. He might be back in full form today. Oh, Sid's at 52% now. Guys got a minute to go. So I'll do an After Dark because I was waiting to have them on the show to do the world record run.
Yeah, you want to do an After Dark. You want to just focus, especially if you're
Yeah.
pushing for records and stuff. I think we got to showcase a good amount, which
Oh,
is nice. Got
pretty
to see
much
all the
most
levels.
of it. And you finished on the practice going up the chain.
Going up the chain, and
I did the full shark. We've done the full bottom,
full floor,
but not
bottom.
the full back.
Yeah, we haven't done it all in sequence, but at
Yeah.
least everyone got a sense of the full thing. And,
I think so.
yeah,
Like I said on when I was interviewing, it's a different game than their other ones. If people are expecting like platformers, like it has action, but it's a different type of action.
Yeah.
It's puzzle stealth action.
feels way more methodical. You just sort of really like slowly working this.
Would the world record be for time, score, or both? It's kind of both because now the world record is a perfect score. There's 9 cartridge perfect scores, which you have to kind of take that as the perfect score because if you're using an emulator, you can use save states, rewinding, a whole bunch of stuff. So you have to go with the cartridge scores.
I think this is accurate because looking at Atari,
He's rare.
I haven't seen Atari so ready for stuff. Sid looks like ready too,
but he's calm ready. So right now I think it's at 26 minutes or something, 25 minutes for the world record.
Damn.
It's fast.
That's
I think I got, when I was doing beta testing, under 30, like just under 30. But I know I can do better than that because I was just doing beta testing and not going for the world record. Okay, kittens. Are you ready? Is everybody ready? So just place it. Nope. Come back here.
No, get back there.
Come on.
He's
Back
so
there.
ready to go. He's like,
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Just place it and let go. There we go. And you watch him. Oh, Atari's got his first one.
Sid is not even interested.
It's sitting there. Sid, eat it. There you go.
Sid's got one.
Sid's got one. Excellent. And he put it back down. Oh, Atari's got one. Another one. Number 2.
Sid is not motivated at all.
It is not
today.
motivated.
Sid is a happy cat. He's like,
Atari's got another one out, but he hasn't eaten it. Oh, now he's up to... He's got another one.
Sid is taking his time.
Atari's got his fourth one.
Sid's farming some crabs for oxygen. He's not going for a world record today. 2?
2. And Atari's done. Number 5.
No, he didn't even take out 2. He just ate half of it.
Oh,
Sid.
no. It's over, though. It's over. It's over, dude. Okay, I'll let him play with his ball because he might go after Sid's. 5-2. Like that. Atari dominated. Sid is low energy.
Take that into account for the next bet, kids.
Oh, boy.
I don't think.
I mean, bells are a bit more involved. He's a bit more motivated with the bells, but it's going to be pretty low. It might be a 5+.
Take that into account. We'll
Yep,
see. We'll
take it
see.
into
Maybe it's possible, but Sid is in no rush to do anything.
So let's hand out the winnings.
I've chosen poorly. Nostalgic.
Oh, no.
Forgot the catnip.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, everyone hit us with everything. Oh, wait, I just saw it was Treat Ball and Treat Bell.
I don't think there was catnip, no.
We didn't see it, but maybe you triggered it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We also can't give them everything all at once. I mean, we can, but you know.
Okay, dudes, you all done? Yeah.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah,
So
okay.
take the tops off those, please. Okay. And I will start up the next betting. Oh, wait. Who did that? Who won? Pseudographics! Congratulations! With a ratio 1.5 to 1. And 4 other people as well. Congrats to the winners.
Okay, we got some cat bells.
So we're going to do the bells now.
Let me remove our boxes.
I predict there'll be a lot of bets on the 5+.
We shall see, man.
And it might be better to bet against the 5+ to get the big winnings, to get the ratios. So the predictions are up now.
But we shall see, dude. We shall see. What if Sid comes up? You know, you never know. You never know.
You never know. 116 on 10. That's pretty good. Okay.
He's like meowing at the bell, so this is letting you know.
Atari's raring.
We got a boy who's...
Okay, we've got Atari 1 and 2. I think Atari's going to be high scoring this round.
Just a humble
Oh, I've got
1
some
and 2 on
Sid.
Sid.
Now, if you're going to bet on Sid 1 and 2 would be the one to go for. I think the heavy ones are going to be 5 and Sid 1 and 2.
Well, most of it is actually 1 and 2 to Atari.
It is.
It's very little on 5+. I think 5+ is a great bet right now.
I think so.
If you wanted to do it, 3 to 4 is actually probably what I would do.
The ratio is not going to be good if everybody's betting on 5+.
Well, no, but nobody is. It's 1%.
Ooh,
Look at that.
That's true.
Most of the bets right now.
Atari 1 and 2?
Yeah. That's
I don't know about that.
We'll see. I think 3 and 4 is a good one, but you know.
I think Atari 3 or 4 and then 5+ is the ones I would go for. They wouldn't get good returns. They would right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
They would
look,
right
look
now.
at this. We might.
30 seconds left. People might be holding back.
They might be holding.
They might be like, I'm going to wait to see what...
Whoa,
people-"
okay. It just
Oh.
spiked.
3-4, Atari just spiked.
Yeah,
It's
makes
in the
sense.
lead.
Makes sense. Well, that's actually a pretty nice spread now, man. Like,
It
it's
is.
a pretty good spread.
There's bets on everything, so somebody's going to win.
Somebody's gonna get something.
Sid's perked
Sid's
up a
starting
bit.
to pop off, guys.
Okay.
You never know. You never know.
Oh, a couple more bets on 5+. 10 seconds left.
3-4 Atari.
Dan's got a safe bet on 3-4 Atari.
I think that is a safe bet.
That's
1
a
and 2
really
is not a
safe
bad bet.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
It is, it's over
I'm gonna
now.
pass you these,
Okay.
and I'm ready to. I'm ready
You
to
ready to
drop.
dish out? Okay, cats. Sid, what do you feel about this? Are you ready? Oh, Sid's not. Sid's a little apprehensive. Oh, no, he's coming up to the bell. Okay, you ready, guys? And
Go.
Oh, Sid pressed it, but it... Oh,
Atari?
Atari got the ring. Sid, you got to hit it. Come on. Get your... There we
Okay,
go.
Sid.
Sid is tied with Atari. We've started off
But-
good. He's slow on eating. Atari's got up to 2 points. He's taking it away. That could be his downfall. Sid is ringing the bell again. He wants another one. There we go. Yeah, don't put it there. So we've tied it up. Atari's close behind.
Oh my god, Atari's
with-
so fiendish, he's knocking it around.
He gets crazy sometimes.
That might be his downfall.
Sid's tied it up with 3. Ooh, it might be close.
Atari's got it.
Atari's pretty steady with the 1 point lead at this point. I didn't expect this much out of Sid. He's doing it. He's keeping up. And Atari's keeping his lead, 5-4.
Oh my god, Atari's a maniac.
Yeah.
He's too fiendish.
You got to place it in front of him.
gonna
Otherwise,
do it.
he's really good at getting it out of the air. Oh, Sid is trying for his 5th point. He's doing... Oh, Atari gets his 6th point in before Sid puts his 5th. Sid is watching. He's back at the bell. He's kind of pushing
He's moving
it around.
the bell around.
Oh, dude, there. Try now. There you go. 6-5 for Atari. He's going for his 7th point. He's fumbling it. He's pushing the bell. He's got it. 7-5. I didn't think it would be this close. I'm very surprised. Oh, wow. Sid's on his 6th point. He's perking up a bit. He's waking up. Atari's at 8. It's a 2-point lead right now. That's what it's looking like. It's going to be a 2 or 1 point lead. 8-7. Atari's at game point. He could get it by 2 or 3 at this point, depending what Sid does. Oh, Sid's closed it in. Atari can only win by 2 points at this
He's
point.
just staring at me. There we
And
go.
he's done it. 10-8. Wow, I never thought it'd be that close. Wow, so everybody who bet Atari 1 and 2. Whoa, they're going to be rolling in it now.
Oh my god, guys.
So let's see.
You never know with the cat bets. I'm going to wash my hands real quick and I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
that's a good thing about cats and animals. You can't coerce them. They do what they want. There's no fixing the game. Okay, Atari 1 and 2. Who got the big points there?
And we just had opinions. That's all we had.
We're
Sorry,
just
guys. We're
we
telling
haven't-
you our thoughts.
we
might
have
led you
opinions
astray.
like you guys. Ivory Tower Collections, the only person.
Really?
Wow.
Ivory just.
Cleaned house. Yep. He won 7,000 channel points to invest back in cat betting.
There we go.
Later.
This is it's the
Congratulations.
circle of the cats. You know?
ITC.
Oh my god.
Good stuff. So let's go back here. So yeah, I've been watching this new sci-fi show.
Oh, what
And I
show?
just finished it. It's on Apple. I've been talking about it for weeks.
It's good.
Just finished it. Yeah, it's really good. Really unique premise. It is. I always forget the name. What's the name of it, guys? I want to say Singularity, but it's something like that.
Ooh. Ivory cleaned up. He also won the treat ball today. Maybe just look and see what Ivory's doing and then follow that.
Yeah,
you know?
just
the Baron Trump of predictions.
starts with a P. Apple pie, sci-fi. New. There we go. Pluribus. That's the one.
From Vince Gilligan? Oh, dude.
Yeah, I've not seen the other Vince Gilligan
You
shows.
haven't seen the Vince Gilligan
know.
shows?
Breaking Bad and
I think
Better
Breaking
Call
Bad
Saul.
might be one of the best shows. Like, it's definitely in the top shows. I've seen the whole show maybe like a couple times, actually.
Wow. Yeah, I
'Cause
really should watch it. After watching this, the writing is really, really good.
Oh my god, he's one of the best, like, not just TV writers, but just
You
writers.
haven't watched X-Files. Tanya.
But Vince
Loves
Gilligan
X-Files.
wasn't like that. I mean, he was a writer on X-Files, but it wasn't like that wasn't his show. You know?
No, he
Like,
didn't do the whole thing.
No, he
wasn't
had
the,
some.
wasn't the creator.
No,
was the
like
producer.
Breaking Bad is his show.
Yeah.
And Better Call Saul is great, but it's like it's kind of like I'm trying to think of a good analogy. I mean, that's kind of like I'm trying to think of a good. It's like it's so connected to Breaking Bad that it's like you shouldn't
Right.
watch Better Call Saul unless you watch
Which one should I watch first?
Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Without a
because
doubt.
they're canonically switched, right?
Yeah, like it'd be like watching like the prequels before you watch Star Wars. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah,
is going
nobody
on?
suggests that.
And that's a bad because they're both really good, but it's like one is like so. Breaking Bad's just like that's the one to watch. I actually would go so far as to say the pilot of Breaking Bad is one of the greatest pilots I've ever seen. Even just the pilot alone, the mileage he makes in 45 minutes.
Pilots are tough to write.
And he sets up the whole show, the tone, all the characters, and and it's only 5 seasons, and I think there's maybe like 8 to 12 episodes per season.
Oh, it's not a traditional 22; it's a new format style.
Yeah, and
That's good.
and so they're all good. Like that's the other thing. Like they're so addictive. You just start watching them.
Well, that's good too. Yeah. So I'll delve into those because it's a big gap in knowledge of.
I would say just for sure watch the pilot and then
you're in for it. You're off and running.
Yeah, and I just even just to see like what he does with like setting up even these little arcs for these characters and of course Bryan Cranston is just it's a one of the generational performances. Like if you take what his work is from episode 1 of season 1 to the end, it's just this beautiful performance of just a slow transformation.
And that's what you want. You want a character that evolves and changes. Pluribus is great except for the main character. I abhor her.
She's one of the leads in Better Call Saul.
Yes,
actress.
She is one of the most dislikable characters I've ever watched in any show, but that's the point.
Yeah.
So she needs to be that character, but she's just irritating to watch. But she absolutely needs that. But I highly recommend it if you like sci-fi.
Oh, I love Vince Gilligan,
and,
so like that's
so well.
I mean, he's one of those guys where I've watched tons of interviews by him. I've actually like broken down some of his episodes and seeing like because the genius of Vince Gilligan is his structural writing. Everything is good, but like his ability to like structure a series of like events that trigger to go like he's a 10 out of 10 writer.
Pluribus, there's no fat.
Yeah.
It is to the point. You're not wanting for anything. Everything's evolves and unfolds, and you go, oh, that's why this happened, or that's why they planted this seed 2 episodes ago for this to pay off. Everything pays off.
Oh yeah,
it's like the opposite of Lost. It's like nothing pays off in Lost.
Yeah, man.
Everything pays off in Pluribus. You understand, well, at least the leads, why they are the way they are. The backstories are explained. Usually in stories where there's a character where you're like, oh, I don't really like this character. Why are they so blah? Why are they this or that? And then you find out and you go, oh, okay, I get it. In this one, no, I still hate her. Maybe her life hasn't been explained enough. They did give some reasoning to why she is so like has a shell against the world, but she's starting to soften up. But but it's like, oh my god. As a Canadian, the premise may not make sense. Wait. Oh yeah, I've heard that joke before. Why would he have trouble paying his medical bills?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just go in and get treated.
It's so true. But what I would say is so cool.
But it's set in the U.S., so it makes sense.
When actually in I can't remember what state it is, but it's quite far south. So and there's such an identity to it in the sense of like there's a lot of Spanish. There's also connections to Mexico back and forth.
I've seen the desert shots. I haven't watched the show, but there's a lot of
so it's very like regionally American, which is cool. It really dives deep into this like and then as the seasons progress, there's some characters that start to emerge that are from Mexico, and it's really interesting the way that border starts to play a part. Like it's very specifically I can't remember what state it is. Maybe not Nevada. I can't remember which one.
New Mexico,
Arizona. I can't. If we look it up, we can figure it out. But
it's stated.
It's stated, and but it's so part of the identity, and I love that because it's like Arizona. There you go. And I think that's another strength of it is it's like sure it's not. It doesn't make sense from a Canadian point of view.
As a
Albuquerque, Mexico. That sounds right, actually.
Not Arizona.
But in any case,
You must like New Mexico because that's where Pluribus is set.
But it really is like, so that's where, like, as a Canadian, it's like it makes sense because it's about this specific place in America. It's not even just America. It's like,
because if you're telling a story, you tell the story that it's set in. It doesn't matter what, if it's set in France, they're gonna have different issues. They're gonna have different problems they have to deal with. Set in Australia, they have totally different issues. It's Mad Max down there. It's Road Warrior.
Yes, it is.
It's anarchy.
And the setting of the desert does really play, like, it's a real feature of the show. And they shot it on film, and I even read, like, some articles from the DP who shot it, and he said that, like, it would overexpose the film by a little bit and pull it back. So there is this sort of, like, the feeling of just bright heat, and then tinted everything to be slightly kind of yellow. So it has a very, like, unique look to it.
As a colorist, it doesn't make sense to me to overexpose it when you can do that in coloring. I mean, you get the darks are lifted so you can get more out of those, but why would you want to overexpose something and then not have that information?
Oh, it's very much a film thing because
film.
It's shot on film. So, like, in that case, like, it's
different.
Yeah, like digitally
you're
you wouldn't do
exposing
that
for the end result.
Yeah, and then chemically they pulled it back, so it has a very, like, it's a old school photochemical process, but it gives this very bright, like, your whites are very bright. And it has this, it feels like this desert, and everything has this, like, look to it. It's really, really, and it kind of turns a little bit, it's not fully this way, but when you get to the later seasons, you realize, oh, this is actually a bit of a Western, and not in a cowboy, but even they have moments where you're like, oh, you're kind of shooting this like a Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and you don't even realize it because it's a drama. It's a drama, but there's moments where you go, oh, this could actually, you could take these sections and be like, so it is kind of a Western in its own way too.
Producers and directors do that. They take a style but completely different setting, and you don't realize it till later. Star Wars is a big great example of a serialized type movie where there's westerns and stuff like that, but he set it in space, right? and it's like, oh my god, you don't realize till later.
Yeah, and some wonderful characters that just, like, there's this actor Jonathan Banks, and he's one of my all-time favorite actors, and he's in he plays his character Mike, and to this day I think about Mike to the nth degree. He's just wonderful, and he appears through all of his stuff. I think he passed away, which is such a shame. He's just a wonderful actor. But everyone in the show is tremendous. Like the guy who plays Saul, I can't remember his name.
David Cross's partner.
Yeah, exactly. He's one of those guys where you can't replace him. You know what I mean? It's like he was
made for that role, or the role was made for him.
Yeah,
it's one of the other. Nobody else would work as well.
You just have to do a different character. Like, it's like he brings so much to that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I shouldn't be raving too much about it. But it's one of my favorite shows for sure. But I've been playing lots of games lately. That's been been my, like, did a bit of Far Cry. Did a bit of I've been playing these Pathfinder games, which has been kind of neat. They're pretty janky.
Like, that's the name of the game?
Is he still alive? Thank God. If Jonathan Banks is
maybe
still
thinking
around.
of somebody else. Is that a genre, or is that the name of the game?
Oh, there's a series of Pathfinder games that takes an old kind of D&D system, and it is like
Pathfinder. Oh no, I know what you're talking about.
It's like they're like kind of Baldur's Gate games, but they're in the Pathfinder system.
Isn't that like an open source? Is that one the open source D&D alternative?
Pathfinder? That's right. And so that's been really fun, but it's a bit complex even for me. Like I'll get to like every level up. I'm like, it's gonna take me about 40 minutes to like research stuff, but it has tickled that Baldur's Gate itch. I've been looking for something like that.
Whenever Tanya plays any of those types of games, whenever I'm like out of the room and I come into the room, she's always on the status screen, arranging things and doing things. Never playing the game, always just modifying the character. So there's some people who like that aspect to it.
Yeah.
I'm more like, let's go kick some ass and hack and slash. That's some more people are into the minutia.
Yeah,
Of
and
like
it's
optimizing absolutely every little thing.
and they're really tough. Like I think it's a lot harder. I'm playing it on the normal difficulty, and it's way harder than Baldur's Gate. Like, oh my god.
Oh boy,
It's pretty.
Baldur's Gate's challenging.
It's pretty ruthless. So I've been enjoying.
RPGs are menuing the game.
It's exactly
They are.
exactly right, man.
Because if you don't, you're gonna get trounced upon. If you're not like got this magic ready and you're optimizing for the objects that you have. Yeah.
And because they're not as popular as Baldur's Gate, there's not as many resources online. Like I was like looking at Reddit forums where people are giving like these like suggestions. It's been cool because I've been really having to kind of cook a little myself. It's not
a ghost town.
The game hasn't been like figured out in the way some of these other games have. So it's like people will make suggestions and I'll be like, is that actually smart? Is that the way to do it? But it's forgiving. You can respec your characters and stuff. So it's been
so we're in the throes of the Atari Homebrew Awards, the pre-awards right now, where the nomination committees are reviewing all the games. There's a lot of games this year. I think 450 games.
Oh my god!
Spread across all the different
Good luck, nominees.
Platforms. Yeah.
Good luck, testers.
Top competition, and the testers are taking their time getting through it, and I don't envy their position, but I thank them immensely for that. And but at the end of this month is when we start playing the nominated games. So they're narrowing it down to the top 6 in each category. And we've expanded out to have graphics and sound for the Atari 8-bit now.
Ooh.
So we have a couple more awards. I have a couple more things to judge on, not just best game. On January 30th is when we start playing the best of 2025, which is always fun. Because we don't need to go too in depth. We can just enjoy ourselves playing these games and go, I know why this one was selected for this category. It's so much fun. And we always start with the 2600 and work our way through 8-bit, 7800, Lynx, Jaguar.
That's right.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. And then February 21st. When we walk over to your house. I'll drive the equipment over.
No, we'll probably prep it the night before.
Oh yeah, we'll prep it. We're not showing up on the morning. Oh my god, yeah, that's when everything's ready to go, and we put on the show, give out the awards.
That's right.
Great time of year. I love doing that.
It's award season.
Yep. Can't remember how many awards we have to give out. It is quite a few this year.
Yeah, nostalgic 26. That's why I've been enjoying these Pathfinder games because they are actually turn-based. You can pause them and go turn by turn, or you can unpause them and just rush through. So it's nice that there's an easy you can automatic, but they're very
that is good.
Stuck in there. And yeah, Jonathan Banks, man, what a career resurgence! Like he's just
Cop and Gremlins.
This guy is brilliant, man. This actor.
So let's just take a look at some of the categories here.
How are we over time?
Congratulations.
What was that?
Redeem.
Congratulations. Oh, we're pretty much at our limit here, right?
What are we at? What time is it?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. I'll be okay. I can go for a little bit. My meeting's at 2:30, and I'm like a 10-minute walk. So.
Okay. That's not too bad.
No big deal.
So yeah, in the first we had 10 categories, only 2600. That was back in 2019 for the 2018. But now, fast forward to the 8th.
Oh my god.
32 categories now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we added Atari 8-bit 5200 graphics, original import, and Atari 8-bit 5200 music and sound, original import. So 4 new categories. Yeah, across 6 different platforms. Essentially more than 6, but we group 8-bit and 5200 because they share architecture. And ST, TT, and Falcon because they're in the 16-bit era, and there's almost no Falcon development at all, so we have to kind of squish them together. But what is coming up on the show is we're going to do an After Dark of EXO, play through that, and going for a World Record in Poseidon's Gate.
Nice.
I can do that one solo. Because it's kind of me going for
it's always fun to have
it's good
people,
yeah
you can,
so
yeah,
10 you'll be here, but
you can grind it out,
but I can do it if I need to on my own. We're probably going to do a 2600 show on Tuesday with Space Taxi, Railroad Crisis, Orion X, Vermin Buster. We also have Zark Stars 3 Deep Space, exclusive final version on next Friday. Might squish those over to the Friday to do a 2600 show. We've got an Atari 8-bit Chased. We also have After Dark of Biopede Caravan for the 2026 Dodecathon contest. It's a full year contest where you can win a Jaguar and a Jag GD. Nice. Yeah, it's a good prize. And then we're into award season. And we got our schedule laid out. I don't have to do any work for that because I'm doing work behind the scenes, doing all the graphics, doing all the spreadsheets. So everything. It kind of balances out nice that I don't have to do regular shows for that. It's all just like, what are the top 6? Play them.
Just do it.
Just go through them. Yeah. I have to do all the spreadsheets, make sure there's no ties, do tiebreakers, do all the, how many were there? 32 different videos.
That's right.
For the nominees. I do a preset, like a template. But I do have to type out 6 times 32 titles and then do all the animation for on and off the screen and stuff. It is a massive amount of work, and I swear I'm going to get it done early because every single award show I am up till 4 a.m. the night before finishing off those videos.
Yeah, see if you can get ahead of those. It's so tough though because sometimes it's like, you know,
things come up and you have to do this and that, but I should be concentrated on it. I have to do the intro for the award show as well. I've got some ideas. I've already started on that, which is good. Then of course contact all the winners as well. Get all those people lined up, get them sorted out. That's not too bad usually. And there's not much lead time though, because, you know, I can't remember when the voting ends, but it's like within a week or a week and a half before the event.
You got to just do it. That's the thing.
Very short amount of time between that. I think it is just a week because the last show we play on the 13th and then the event is on the 21st and we're still voting on crazy. That. Yeah. But usually everybody shows up. All the devs show up. Maybe there's 1 or 2 that are like on vacation or that are like just not able to get on video, or like they're like, nope. Or there's a language barrier or something. And then, then I get into writing.
Yeah, we can read
read it out.
Then we got to do it.
And we are put to work. So thanks, everybody.
Yeah, we got some legends in the...
Oh, massive legend. David Crane, Dan Kitchen, Garry Kitchen.
Dude, it's always surreal to be playing a game and then like to just like turn to them and be like, "Hey, here's my thoughts about your game."
Yeah, it's like
it's so crazy. I'm like, yeah, like your bottom level's tough, and like.
By the way, original founder of Activision,
creator of this game. Here's my thoughts about your game I just played. You know? It's always surreal.
It is very.
I try not to think about it because it's.
But it's almost normalized at this point now because I've just known them for like so long and talked with them so many times in person and over chat, and I've done beta testing on every single one of their new games, and it's a little bit more commonplace for me, but it's still like. Yeah, I'm still talking to David Crane and Dan Kitchen, whose games I played when I was like a young kid. It is very strange. Yeah. Yeah, BR Poke puts it perfectly. So you started a third-party game company, and the answer is, well, at that time it was the first third-party game. Literally, they were taken, like, sued about it. They defended being the first ever third-party game company because Atari was like, you can't make games for our console. It's our console. Only we make games. They were literally the ones who opened the floodgates so that other people can put games on people's console. And then, of course, now we're in the era of lockdown where Nintendo can, you violate the DMCA and you're taken to court and they get around it. It's like,
right.
You have to reverse engineer to make a game. The whole console and the development time's too long.
Yeah,
for that.
but that's the other thing too now with like where we're at. It's like you plug a controller into a computer and play it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the overlap between a console and a computer is so like, it's like, what even is this anymore? You know?
Yeah, you can't put text on a pages and put it between two covers. It's pretty much like that. It's like, you can't make books. We invented the printing press.
Yeah.
You can't make your own printing press. That's crazy. But, you know, huge kudos to them. And he, like he said during the stream, he invented checkpoints in games.
It's wild, dude.
He invented checkpoints. We would be struggling if he didn't invent that. I'm sure somebody else would at some point. But, oh my God, yeah. He invented checkpoints in Pitfall 2.
So
little
nice.
crosses on the ground. You go over them, goes ding. You
like,
die,
okay.
you go back to that
Yeah,
one.
we got a waypoint. We got a respawn.
He invented so much in video games. He's an absolute legend. Anyway, harping on, all you guys know about this. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks, guys. Good to
Gamma
be
Dev.
back.
Yeah, it's great
We're
to be back in
back.
broadcasting.
It exists.
Back and better than ever.
We lost it and it came back to us.
Thankfully, you guys still watch. BR Pocock, Gamma Dev, Nostalgic Dan, ABC Pseudographics, PSP Terminator, MZX Rules, Dave M, Splendid Nut, Ivory Tower Collections.
Congrats on the win.
Oh, yeah.
The multiple wins.
Multiple wins. Philip Meyer.
There's a couple first-time chatters, maybe early.
Oh, nice.
I did see
It's
that
always
happen.
great to see
us.
that.
I think
Proc FL, Leo the Low. There's the first time chatter. Retro Fitty.
Give us some hearts.
Nice, thanks for the hearts. Oh, another
What's up,
first time.
guys?
Myron
Yeah.
1922. Repentless VG. And everybody else whose name we didn't see. Alnifer. There you go.
MX Rules, yo.
I've been
MZX
programming Zelda
Rules.
Atari during the stream. It hasn't been going the best, but still good.
Hey, good. All you can do
It's
is
a lofty goal.
all you can do is just do it, man.
And you're on the right track. It's a really great start to the Zelda game. We've shown it on the stream a couple times. Bear Poke says Gary Kitchen Game Maker C64 is the second programming language I learned and the first one I wrote a working game in.
Dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. These guys have just contributed so much to gaming over
nuts,
these
man.
decades. Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. So thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back on Tuesday with Tanya. Today was Friday with Friends.
Tuesday with Anya.
Friday with Friends. You gotta
That's how
get
it
that
goes.
alliteration in.
Yeah, man. Friday with friends.
But we might do an After Dark. This weekend's pretty busy. Might find some time, but we'll see. So thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks,
and
guys.
we'll have a great weekend.
Bye, everyone.
And see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Bye.